Hello, I'm Thomas J, and this is my presentation on Louise Farrenc. So Louise Farrenc was female, and she was French, and so she came from France, and she lived in Paris. And she was born May 31st, 1804, and she died September 15th, 1975. And the musical era that she wrote in was the Romantic era. So about her family, her parents were Jacques Edmé Dumont and Mary Louise Elizabeth Curtin, and she had a brother named Auguste Dumont. Um, Her family was a family of sculptors and painters, so they supported her musical aspirations from the very beginning. They weren't against her learning music and art, and she was very talented at the piano from a very young age. Her spouse was Aristide Farrenc, and she met her husband while attending the Paris Conservatory, which I'll expand on later. And they went on concert tours for a while together, but eventually just ended up settling in Paris and opening a music publishing house. And in this music publishing house, she and her husband would publish music that she would compose. And then they had a daughter named Victorine, who was also a talented pianist, though she died young, so she wasn't able to fully have a full music career. So for musical training and mentors, she started off studying music when she was very young, and so one of her first teachers was Senora Soria, who was taught by Clementi, another famous musician in the time. And then as she became better at piano, she was taught by Ignaz Moscheles and Johann Nepomuk, who are two other well-known pianists and composers, as you can see up here. And she studied music composition later on under the watch of Anton Reika. And because of her talent, her parents decided to send her to the Paris Conservatory mentioned before, which is a well-known music school that's in Paris, France. And I don't think it's in Paris, it's just somewhere in France. And she was only 15 years old when she began attending. So for her musical contributions, one of her earliest pieces was the Deuxième Overture Op. 24 that was made in 1834. She became a professor of piano at the Paris Conservatory, her alma mater. So she worked there for 30 years, and she was the only female professor. And while teaching at the conservatory, she wrote Symphony No. 3 in G minor in 1849. It became a popular hit, and critics during that time wrote a lot about it. And one of her more famous pieces was Nonet in E flat, a romantic classical piece. And here she focused on individual instruments, and it made each instrument stand out, which made her piece unique. More musical contributions, she wrote the sextet for piano and winds in C minor, which led for more praise, and she and her husband wrote a 23-volume set of books about the piano and harpsichord that they called the Leitresser des Pianistes. She also wrote the trio for flute, cello, and piano in E minor in 1862, and she wrote various orchestral works, overtures and symphonies, but she was better known for her chamber music. And finally, she won the Chartier Prize in 1861 and 1869, and it was presented by the Académie des Beaux-Arts for her chamber music compositions. Another thing that she did during her music career was she fought for equality. She didn't only compose music and perform, she battled for equality between the sexes. She got a job at the Paris Conservatory, and there she was the only female professor, and she was paid less than the other male professors at the Paris Conservatory. She also protested to authorities for almost a decade, both through speech and music. So I'm going to play a short clip from this video of Nonet in E flat major. gonna start from here. And yeah, that's just a short 1-minute clip. And yeah, thanks for watching.